Boom! Scared ya, didn't I? Happy Halloween, West Burlington Falcons. It's me, Mr. Hedman, here to make some spooktacular music with all of you. I love the Halloween time because you can really be anything that you want to be. For example, today, I happen to be Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I wonder what you will be for this Halloween. But in the meantime, let's have a little bit of fun making some spooky Halloween music together. Let's get going. We're going to begin today's Halloween special with a little classic Halloween music called In the Hall of the Mountain King by Edvard Grieg. As we listen to this music, I want you to help me keep the steady beat by tapping it on our legs. When the music is quiet, I want you to tap really quietly, really softly like this. And when the music gets loud, I want you to show me loud by giving the steady beat like this. Last but not least, I want you to think about the speed of the music, the tempo. What happens to the steady beat as we get closer to the end of the music? This is In the Hall of the Mountain King by Edvard Grieg. What did you notice about the speed or the tempo of the music in the Hall of the Mountain King? Think about the steady beat. What happened to that steady beat as we got farther and farther into the music. You might have noticed that the music started out kind of slow. We had a slow, steady beat, and then it started to get faster and faster and faster until finally we are super fast and we run into the Mountain King, also known as a troll. We're going to do In the Hall of the Mountain King one more time. We're going to keep the steady beat, but we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. You probably know a song called Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. It goes a little like this. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. We're going to use those same actions to head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but we're going to put it along with the melody of In the Hall of the Mountain King. For example, it's going to look a little bit like this. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Let's try it one time slowly so you can practice it with me. And here we go. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. We're keeping a steady beat as we point to those different parts of the body. Now what happens though as we get closer to the end of the music? The steady beat gets faster and we're going to have to do the actions at a faster beat. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes, head and shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. We're going to see how well you can keep up with the speed of the music. Last but not least, we have that big ending. You might have seen me make faces like this. When we get to that big ending called the coda, we're going to do something a little bit differently. We're going to have an action that looks like this. Clap up, clap up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clap up, clap up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll get the hang of it very quickly. Let's try our In the Hall of the Mountain King with the actions to head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I want to teach you one of my favorite songs and games for the Halloween season, and it's called Pick a Pumpkin. The song sounds a little bit like this. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Feel free to sing along this time. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Now I'm going to pause the music right here because you might have noticed something that I did during the song. I had my rhythm sticks out. You might have some sticks that are in your music kit. You can grab those because we can use those for the song and the game. Up on the board, I've got a little rhythm on here. Ti-ti-ta. I'll play it first. You repeat it back to me. Ti-ti-ta. Ti-ti-ta. Excellent. You might have noticed I also put some words, or I should say one word, underneath that rhythm. Halloween. If we say the word Halloween in time, we can actually match it to the rhythm, like this. Ti-ti-ta, Halloween. Ti-ti-ta, Halloween. Ti-ti-ta, Halloween. When we sing Pick a Pumpkin, anytime we get to the word Halloween, I want you to click your sticks to that rhythm. Ti-ti-ta, Halloween. Match the rhythm of the words. Let's try it one more time with the song, and then I will teach you how to play the game. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. We're gonna sing it one more time. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. How'd you do with tapping that rhythm? Pretty good? That is great to hear. I'm going to teach you how to play the game Pick a Pumpkin. And what I use to play the game, I use my little jack-o'-lantern here. Now, if you don't happen to have a little stuffed jack-o'-lantern, mine's very squishy. If you don't happen to have one of these at home, find a stuffed animal or maybe a small soft ball that you could use. Something soft is what we want to use for this game because here's how we play. I sit in a circle with my friends, and what we do is we pass the pumpkin around the circle to the steady beat of the song. At the end of the song, we freeze, and whoever has the pumpkin is out. It's a little bit like hot potato. If you have the pumpkin or the object at the end of the song, you are going to be out. And what you will do for the next round, you will take those sticks and you will play that rhythm. Halloween, ti-ti-ta. Anytime we get to that word Halloween, you're going to tap that rhythm with your sticks. So I'm going to give you an example of what the game's going to look like, and then you can have fun playing the game with your family at home. This is Pick a Pumpkin. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Oh, I'm out. So it's my turn to play the sticks. Let's go again. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Oh, one more round to find out the winner. Here we go. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. There's our winner. I hope you had fun. Now I hear some of you at home saying, Mr. Henman, I would love to play Pick a Pumpkin, but the problem is I don't have enough people at home to play a good game of Pick a Pumpkin. Maybe your parents are out of the house, or maybe you don't have enough people at home to make for a good game of Pick a Pumpkin. Well, no worries. There's another way to play the game. If you've got plenty of stuffed animals around your house, gather up those stuffed animals, set them in a circle like I've done. Now, I've only got 4, but you might have way more than that. You can set up as many stuffed animals as you want to play the game, and you're just going to pass your object, whatever your pumpkin's going to be. You're going to pass that around your stuffed animals to the steady beat. So one round might look a little bit like this. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Pick a pumpkin from the pile. We can make his eyes and a great big smile. Pick a pumpkin round and clean. Then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, then we'll be ready for Halloween. Oh, and just like that, Freddy would be out. So I would take him out of the circle. And now I'd be down to my final 3, and I could play another round with just my final 3, and we'd narrow it down to 2, and then finally we get down to our winner. The more you have in the game, the more fun it is. So if you've got as many people around home to play with you as possible, I recommend grabbing everyone to play. Same with your stuffed animals. If you're playing with stuffed animals, grab every single stuffed animal you can find and play the game with them. I hope you have as much fun with Pick a Pumpkin on Halloween as I do. For our next Halloween activity, you're going to need some coloring utensils like crayons or colored pencils or markers. You're also going to need this coloring sheet that you see on the screen, and you can find that in the additional materials to this assignment. Go ahead and print one out for what we are about to do. We're going to listen to some music called Danse Macabre by Camille Saint-Saens. Now, if the name Saint-Saens sounds familiar to you, it's probably because we've learned about some of his music before in previous years. For example, in first grade, we learned about the Carnival of the Animals. Saint-Saens was the person who wrote the music for the Carnival of the Animals. Danse Macabre is a tone poem, which is music that tells a story. In the story of Danse Macabre, you have the Grim Reaper who awakens at midnight and plays the violin. And as he plays the violin, he awakens skeletons from their grave. And they dance the night away throughout Halloween. When the rooster crows at dawn, the skeletons return back to their graves. You're going to notice some of those elements of the story being played out through the instruments. For example, at the very beginning of the music, you've got a harp that plays the same note 12 times in a row. And the reason it plays 12 times in a row is to represent the strike of midnight on the clock. So you can listen for that as we listen to Danse Macabre. Now, while you are listening to the music, I want you to take those coloring utensils and you're going to color in what you see on the page. You're going to do what we call a listening glyph. And here's how it works. You notice that the different areas of the coloring page have different numbers. For example, you've got the number 1 on this person's body. Number 5 is the hair. Number 2 looks like that's part of the sky. So on the listening glyph, you've also got this key here. Color the ones, for example. Black equals strings, brown equals no strings. You need to listen to the music. If you hear stringed instruments being played, then color number 1 black. But if you don't hear any strings playing, then color it brown instead. So listen carefully to what you hear. Then you're going to color the 2s. If you hear woodwind instruments like the flute or clarinet, you're going to color all the 2s green. But if you don't hear any woodwinds, then you're going to color them purple. Then with the number 3s, listen for brass instruments like the trumpet or trombone or French horn. If you hear brass instruments, you'll color all the 3s gray. And if you don't hear any brass instruments, color them white. For the 4s, listen for percussion instruments such as drums and xylophones. If you hear percussion instruments, color the 4s yellow. If you don't hear any percussion instruments, color them orange. Finally, number 5. Listen for voices. If you hear any singing, color the number 5 yellow. And if you don't hear any singing, color it brown. I hope you enjoy listening to Camille Saint-Saens' Danse Macabre. I look forward to seeing what your finished listening glyph looks like at the end of the music. Here is Danse Macabre. So how'd your listening glyph turn out? I'll show you mine. Now you might notice one thing. My clouds, for example, are two different colors. And I did that because I noticed as I listened to the music that it changed. At one point, there was no brass playing, and then all of a sudden, the brass jumped in. They started playing. And so I changed colors when I heard that change in the instruments that were playing. So yours might actually look quite a bit different than mine, depending on what you were listening to at the time. I hope you had fun with the listening glyph. If you ever want to try it again, you can always print another one out and see if you have a different result the second time. For now, though, let's move on with our next Halloween activity. Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome to today's story time. Our story time shall be a bit different than usual, for today you shall be an important part of our story. We are about to go on a little journey together on Halloween night. We are going to go looking for Dracula. Now there's a few things that we're going to need. We are going to need a cape. We're also going to want some fangs, and we want those fangs and capes so that we can blend in and disguise ourselves as we get closer to Dracula. Last but not least, we want to make sure we've got our binoculars so we can see him coming. Let's go on our journey together. The narrator will speak first, and you will echo the narrator to a steady beat. There are also some actions that go along with our story, so feel free to do the actions along with me. This is Looking for Dracula.
Would you like to go looking for Dracula?
Yes.
Now to go looking for Dracula, we must go in disguise. You need first a black cape. Put on your black capes. And in your pockets you have some fangs from Halloween. Put in your fangs. What horrible fangs! And you also need binoculars so you can sneak up on Dracula. Are you ready?
Yes.
Looking for Dracula.
Looking for Dracula.
But I'm not afraid.
But I'm not
I've
afraid.
got binoculars.
I've got binoculars.
I've got my cape and my fangs.
I've got my cape and my fangs.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What do I see?
What do I see?
A spooky swamp.
A spooky swamp.
Can't jump over it.
Can't jump over it.
Can't go under it.
Can't go under it.
Can't go around it.
Can't go around
We
it.
have to put on the big rubber boots and go in it. Are you ready to put them on? Into the mud. Here we go. Let's keep going. Looking for Dracula.
Looking for Dracula.
But I'm not afraid.
But I'm not
I've
afraid.
got binoculars.
I've got binoculars.
I've got my cape and my fangs.
I've got my cape and my fangs.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
what do I see?
What do I see?
A huge lake.
A huge lake.
Can't jump over it.
Can't jump over it.
Can't go in under it.
Can't go under it.
Can't go around it.
Can't go around it.
All right, into the boat we've got to row. Here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Ha ha, fooled you, I'm a submarine. Looking for Dracula.
Looking for Dracula.
But I'm not afraid.
But I'm not
I've
afraid.
got binoculars.
I've got binoculars.
I've got my cape and my fangs.
I got my cape and my
Uh-oh.
fangs. Uh-oh.
What do I see?
What do I see?
A haunted house.
A haunted house.
Can't jump over it.
Can't jump over it.
Can't digging under it.
Can't dig in under it.
Can't go around it.
Can't go around it.
All right, we're going in. Open the door. And here come on the bats. Watch out. Let's sneak in. Looking for Dracula.
Looking for Dracula.
But I'm not afraid.
But I'm not afraid.
I've got
I see?
A great big foot.
A great big foot.
With a great big body.
With a great big body.
With a great big head.
With a great big head.
And great big fangs.
A
Get out of there, quick. Open the door. Keep going. Get to the boat.
Row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. Ha ha, fooled you. I'm a submarine.
Keep going. Into the mud. Get on your boots. Quick. Run home. Shut the door. Lock it. And pull down the blinds. Oh, did you see those terrible fangs?
I think Dracula should see his dentist.
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I said so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to play and sing together, but now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I said goodbye for now, until we meet again. I had a blast today making some fun Halloween music with you. Now, if you were someone who maybe got a little bit spooked out during this episode, or maybe even a little bit scared, bear in mind that the things that we did today, the things that we sang about, or the music that we made, it was just for fun. Do you think there's any reason to really be afraid of things like vampires, or witches, or ghosts? No, not really. It's just something that we do during Halloween time because it's a lot of fun to do. Some people like to be a little spooked or a little creeped out. But if you were one of those people and you don't really like to feel scared, just bear in mind the things that we were talking about today, you don't really have any reason to be afraid of them at all. I hope you have a happy Halloween. Make sure that you stay safe if you are going any sort of trick-or-treating or anything this Halloween. And I will catch you all next time on The Marvelous Music Man.